and so I'm gonna give it to this year.
Flora last year. Oh, I feel like you can't compare last year.
You can see the gears.
There's a full stop and a reverse.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Dapper Degens. My name is Josh Albrecht.
I'm Martin Shireen.
I'm Ross Kierlock.
Will Lawler.
And I'm Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Yeah, that's me. Just
Yeah,
Dan.
Dan.
What's up, buddy?
It's like Britney Spears, right? And just Britney.
I just never know. Like I just have learned when Dan goes, it's kind of like the just wait and see what happens. Is it going to be full name this episode? Is it going to be just first name? Is it going to be excited? Is it going to be professional? Is it going to be? You never know. Never know, Dan. All right, boys, we're back from MegaCon. We're going to get to that in a minute, but first we have to start with our New Year's resolutions, as we always do. And we're going to be hopping around today. So first, let me go with buying less stuff on the website. Against my will, did great with that today. With today's drop, tried to buy a shirt, didn't work. Something with the app, I don't know, couldn't get it, so I didn't buy a shirt today. So I guess technically, go Josh. All right. Ross, did you buy more DVC?
I did not.
Okay.
Sad.
I think that's good.
I'm really disappointed in you, Ross.
No, I think
You
it's
get
fine.
like 5 points a week. If you
Believe
did that,
it or
you'd have
not, I was on the
215
website looking.
You-
No joke.
You have enough. I don't.
No, it's like
He
you
needs
know
more.
how people say you need to like do a little bit of saving every week. Just buy a little bit of DVC every week, and then it adds up
Oh,
over time.
Yeah.
App ID on that.
like
Like the Robin Hood thing where it takes the, or one of those apps that takes the rounded up to the
Oh.
dollar,
yeah.
shoves it in an account, and it just buys DVC when you.
It's DVC points.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Please.
Is that like
That is
cash
now
rewards?
trademarked, patent
Yeah.
pending.
Trademark.
Nobody can steal that.
That guy, that voice you're hearing is Dan Delaney, who is continuing to nail his resolution of being here. Good job, Dan.
Physically, maybe not mentally.
Martin, we know yours was to continue traveling. We know
Yep.
you did that because we traveled with you.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm so excited to announce Will Lawler for the first time nailed
Thank
his
you,
New
thank
Year's
you,
resolution
thank you.
of meeting
Thank
new
you.
insiders.
Yep.
Will, how did it go meeting new people?
There's so many new people. There's just way too many new people, but it was good. It's cool to meet newer people. It's cool to meet the newer insiders and people that I play video games with online and people that are in the community. So it was a crazy weekend. A very long, anxious, tiring, 30,000 step a day weekend.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like I feel like Martin's whole thing about needing to put a little bit away? I feel like that's more what you need for meeting new people. Like you went nothing, everybody, nothing,
Literally everybody.
nothing. Like you needed to get like 5 people a week, not
Yeah.
75 people in 72
weekend.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
That-
I know because there were so many people that I didn't know that were coming up to me
Yeah.
and going, "Hey, Josh," and I was like, "What's up, man?
Hey,
Good,
you.
good to see
You're that
you."
guy. Yeah.
There
And I
you
feel
are.
terrible, but it's like
Hey.
I'm really good with faces, and maybe the second or third time I'll remember a couple people's names that I literally met for the first time that they apparently knew me, but
Sure.
I didn't really know them.
Yeah,
So
It's
does
hard.
anybody else have this problem when they meet 3 or 4 people at the same times? Sometimes the name and the face get jumbled. Because I know I met somebody for the second time, but I called them the name of the person who was standing next
Yep.
to them when I met them the first time.
sure.
That
And
doesn't happen.
I'm
to me.
sorry for that.
I did
Ross
that
just
too.
goes, "Hey, buddy."
Steel trap.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's why everyone's pal. Hey, pal. So, that's-
Oh, you do the one where
whether,
you.
whether I
Is-
know you or not. You know,
Is that why you
Yeah.
still call me pal? Because you sometimes can't remember my name?
It's no. It's just. It's that's why it's everyone. That then you don't know. Is it because he doesn't remember? No, he calls Martin pal. Yeah, I call everyone pal, and then
Do you ever
everyone's
use
my
the,
pal. You're good to go.
do you ever use like the wife card where you like if I don't remember somebody's name, I'll be like, "Hey, have you met Lana?" And here, and you just, and they're like, "Oh, hey, Lana, I'm so and so." I'm like,
Got it.
"Yeah,
You know,
there it is."
Yeah.
the
So you
problem with
basically
that,
play.
though-
Have you met Ted
yeah,
with your wife?
have you met- The problem is, though, Ross, is then when you go, "Have you met Lena?" and they go, "Yes, many times." now you're not getting your answer, and now you just look like a jerk,
Yeah.
and you put your wife in a tough spot.
Lana's been in this situation enough that she'll get it. She'll get it from him. So
So if you're listening right now, if Ross ever comes up to you and says, "Hey, have you met Lena?" He doesn't know your name.
Odd.
no, I mean maybe.
His secret's revealed. Well, all right. I was really happy for Will, and I know that you've been waiting and waiting, and I think it was awesome that that was important to you and that you got to do it. And it was an awesome time. So let's just jump into it. Let's get into MegaCon. So overall, trip was just bonkers. I mean,
Yes.
just who needs sleep when you can just constantly be doing things? But the first thing we got to talk about right off the bat is the Degen stuff. So leading up to MegaCon, we had plans. we had ideas.
And this is why we're degenerates, because we didn't follow through.
We were like,
Martin, shush, he's getting there.
we're gonna be something. We're gonna do something. And I think it was Friday at the con.
And then Friday happened.
Friday at the con was supposed to be the day when we did a live episode of the show you're watching right now. And we were going to include all of these people and ask the Degens, have questions live. I believe Ross left the floor to go get breakfast because he was so tired and needed food at like 10:30. Like he was there for like 45 minutes. I was like, oh. And then I remember I saw Martin. I was like, Martin, should we do this? And he was like, well, we can. And I was like, Ross is gone. And he was like, oh. And I was like, also, I have no idea where Will is.
Will was
right
still
now.
standing in line for shirts.
Will was still in line for shirts.
Yep.
I was like, okay, this is never gonna work. I don't know why I thought we were gonna be able
Josh,
to do this.
That just means something. We have to do it at C2E2.
Well, okay.
Oh. Are we all going to be at C2E2?
Is that confirmed? Can we confirm that on February 11th?
I mean, I'm confirmed.
Oh,
I confirm.
Dan, are you going?
It's classified.
Oh Lord.
We're holding out. Holding out.
Oh, I hope so, because you're staying in my hotel room.
Yes, we will all be at C2E2. And maybe if we start now, we can have a good enough plan to where we'll actually be able to do this. Now, it's not like everything that we did was a complete train wreck, though, because we did our drinking around the world with the Degens, which I have to say, I know this is going to sound crazy. Josh had anxiety about something. I was super anxious, and these boys were helping me calm down because there were so many people that came out to MegaCon that Roosevelt's had to end up making an audible, and we were afraid that now Roosevelt's plan was going to get in the way of, people who had paid money to come and drink with the Degens, and it was such a good turnout. I was so happy with the amount of people who came out and just drank around the world at Epcot with us. We filled 2 boats. Right? It was technically 2 boats, even though they're connected.
Or
you counted as 2 boats.
You can just say it was 10 rows of people.
10 rows of people, which, how many people is that, Ross?
10.
That's right. 10 rows of people is 10 people.
Yep.
That's why we keep them on the payroll, people. Okay. No, it was awesome. We did get a warning. Well, Ross got a warning.
I
at one
put my
point.
hands
Whoa. Was it Ross or was it you?
I feel like it was you.
No, it was Ross. I thought it was me, and Will was like, Will said he was Ross. I was like, oh, good.
I think the response was sit the hell down.
I put my hand straight up, like I was going down, like down a river rapid or something, and like they were like you hear this overcome like, oh, please keep your hands inside the vehicle at all times, and I'm like,
What kind of impression was that?
I'm
Well,
Like 7 different
all s-
dialects in one.
it all started when we walked up, and I had to tell the lovely cast member at the merge point.
Yeah.
She's like, "How many in your party?" And I'm like, 36, I think.
Yeah.
And she just
The
kind
look
of
on
looked
her
at me, and I was like, "I apologize in advance. Like, I am so sorry."
I
And then
believe
she's
I
like,
was
"We
already
can-"
in a sassy mood. I think I said, I know,
You said
for living with the land.
you.
No. Well, because this was also right when you got there after getting stuck on the Skyliner.
Oh,
Yes,
brutal.
and I had to
And-
deal with the bus.
brutal.
And you sashayed your rear end right into the land pavilion. Like, I'm here. We're doing this. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get this over with and start drinking.
Wait, yeah, you were the first person there, weren't you? You were like,
Yes.
Yeah, he was
It
like
was.
15 minutes early.
Well, no, there were a few other people that were sitting in the
no,
land
I
pavilion
think
waiting.
just go with it. You were the first.
Okay, yeah, it was just me.
He was so excited.
for the sake of the story, yeah, it was just me. Waiting. I couldn't believe it. There were just more and more people that showed up, and we filled the boats.
And we didn't enter the line all at once either. It was like,
Any cast members listening to this, we did nothing illegal.
We did nothing illegal. We were all
We were not
in line.
degenerates.
No.
We were all in line exactly where we were supposed to be. It was great. We also did go live for that.
Yeah.
I think that was
Yeah.
our first group live.
wait,
It
we were
was.
li- we were live doing
I
that.
mean, you wouldn't be able
Yes.
to see it because it was dark, but
No, only the first 8 to 10 minutes are dark.
Yes, which even though it was dark, Ross gave a very compelling tour of
Yes.
what you were seeing. I believe that video is still on the Facebook page, so you can go.
It is on the page. It is
You can
going
go
to
check
live
that out.
there.
I hope
it
I haven't
was-
watched it yet. I should have
it was
watched
You
something.
it.
I
definitely
started
should.
watching it earlier.
Yeah, you probably should. So thanks to everyone that showed up and did that. After Living with the Land, we did go and start drinking, and people peeled off and came back, and
Whoa,
I
no,
think-
whoa. People peeled off. No, it was like, hey, the line's too long here. Let's get a beverage or something at the little cart out front, and then 2 or 3 people get in line, and then you're all of a sudden charge, and you run off, and we
Oh.
couldn't find you again.
because William was like, "Yeah, well, I'm not waiting here. I'm going to Norway," and I was like, "No, wait a minute. They're he."
Oh no! At one point, dude, you were
okay,
totally like
and
in the
Steve-
front, like you,
And Steve
all you
was
needed
like,
was a baton. Just
our friend Steve Glass was like, "You catch up to Will. I'll stay with these guys back here." I went, "Okay." It took so long right off the bat to get
Well,
drinks in Mexico.
That margarita line sucks outside.
Yeah, it
It's
was
a 20-minute
It
line.
also sucked inside.
It's
Just
yeah.
getting drinks
you know
in
what line
Mexico
didn't
sucked.
suck? Beverly.
Also true.
I mean, Canada was good. I got
Canada,
Ottawa
we all
apple
went to the
pop.
cart. We all went to the popcorn cart.
Yeah, you get the Ottawa apple. It was great. Either way, it was awesome. I was appreciative for everyone that stuck with us and,
Yes,
and
thanks
had
for
some
coming
fun.
out.
And we'll see if we can do a live Ask the Degens at C2E2 if Dan makes it. Dun dun dun.
Wait, I thought I was the questionable one here.
Can we
Oh.
can we rent out Wrigley Field?
No.
Okay. It was,
You
There
hang?
will be a hot dog challenge.
do we have
gotta
a
go
room?
find,
Do we
like,
have
the
room in the
perfect-
budget for that?
We don't have.
You don't have
budget.
a yeah, dude. The budget is
So,
$0.
No.
So there's no
Oh.
budget. You're telling me
Oh,
there's
and-
no budget.
Yeah.
Also,
Right,
for any
yeah.
of the Chicago fans, let us know the best place to get a beef that isn't Portillo's, because Portillo's is good when you're not in Chicago, but I know there's better places that we'll
Al's.
be able to get to.
Al's
Nah,
beef.
Al's. I don't care for Al's.
And
Well,
if
just
they
haven't
have
had a good one.
chocolate shakes, chocolate cake shakes, even better.
Oh, 1,000
Now that's a
times better.
Portillo's thing,
I was
buddy.
gonna say I don't think that's just like a normal.
No,
Every-
no,
It-
no.
it
We're
really
gonna
should
make
be.
it a thing.
Oh,
We're gonna
okay.
put it out there, and a shop is gonna be like, "We have the best sandwiches, and now we're gonna have the best chocolate cake shake."
because some
It's gonna
guy
happen.
on a podcast said
Yes.
so. So we'll get updates on C2E2 and future episodes. Stay tuned for that. All right, let's talk more about the con. So this year's MegaCon was not at, it was in the same location, but a different part of the huge, massive structure. So this was
Mhm.
where last year CattleCon was, right? That was the technical name of
Yep.
it. What was happening on the other side where MegaCon was last year that they had to move us to the CattleCon side? Do we even know?
Wasn't
I
that
do.
the HVAC convention?
Yeah.
That's
I heard that
started-
thing sucks.
So wow,
People
that's
I thought it was
good.
pretty cool,
Look at that.
actually.
don't
It
know.
blew.
HVAC. All right.
So they rented out Wine Bar George on
Wow.
Monday, the top story, just for
That show is
crazy. I
2
don't know
to
how much
two
that
and a
is.
half times the size of MegaCon.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is that I think it was, if it wasn't day one, it was day two of MegaCon. I saw someone dressed up as a cow, and they were holding a sign that
Yes.
said, "Where is CattleCon?" And I
Yep.
was like, "You win!
Oh my
You
God.
win! You win the whole thing!"
On
That is
the on the
so
MegaCon Instagram, they had one of the photos, and it was that someone dressed as a cowboy with someone dressed as a cow holding the CattleCon sign.
incredible.
It was great. It's
Incredible.
so good.
I was so impressed with that. Thoughts overall on the building and just MegaCon in general from last year to this year?
Oh,
I
this
like-
year was just, I don't know what it was about the layout, and it was felt unorganized, but
Mhm.
at the same point, it was like everything's on top of you. And I couldn't wait to get out of the building after and just like hang out with people outside versus in the main area.
Yeah, I
I
know.
like how close it was to the parking lot.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't a problem.
I
for
mean,
the Uberists in most of us, but
layout wise, I thought it was too deep. It was too like long of a building
Yep.
for it. I think it needed to be a little bit more square instead of just a long rectangle.
sure.
Yeah.
Because the 501st booth was literally on the opposite end
Of
from the Roosevelt's
yeah.
booth,
It took
where it was
it
really
took-
close
it took
last
a
year.
hike. It was a hike
Oh yeah,
to get there. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
No.
I thought the layout was rough. You felt squished. I didn't remember there being internet or signal issues last year. I understand it's the same building.
Oh, it was bad
But-
last year.
it was bad?
There were Wi-Fi
yeah.
issues in the building.
Okay,
Massive.
so
It was
so good to
really
know
bad.
that didn't change then. I mean, they could have tried working on it. They didn't. But the big thing for me too was I was really just there to see a few friends that were in the group that are artists, and then the shirts. There was like I'm not someone that will just go see a celebrity to see a celebrity, get a picture or whatever. But I felt like last year there were enough to where I wanted to. I could have.
Sure.
There was no one this year that I was like, oh, that would be so cool. I have to get.
Well, Jude Law
You
was
know.
there.
Yeah, he was.
So,
I'm
Josh,
fine.
did you happen to look through who was going to be there, like the full list?
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't.
Even after all the add-ons towards the end.
Well, I looked up till a week before, so I don't know if there were any. At that point, I was like, "Yeah, I'm done," which was fine. Trust me, it was a good thing.
What
Okay, I didn't
name
just
were you
spend-
looking for?
Ross Kierlock. Kierlock Diamond Design was what I was looking for, but
Thanks
I
for the
didn't
plug.
see that on there. So, I mean, yeah, I think building and everything last year, 2024 probably takes the chocolate cake shake on that one. Let's talk about Roosevelt's at the con. Con exclusives, we had Haunted Mansion, the Floral, the Woody Woodpecker, and
Moana and Stranger
Two
Things.
more.
Moana
There
and
you
Stranger
go.
Things. Thoughts on the shirts?
For me, I think the Floral and Haunted Mansion were definitely the winners. I did like Woody a lot. The Moana shirt is beautiful. I'll be curious to see how it looks on me because not all panels are curvature
Mhm, mhm.
friendly.
Agreed.
And the Stranger Things, it was okay.
I wasn't gonna buy the panel until I got there. I liked it. And I
The
bought
Moana
it.
one?
Yep.
I did not get anything on Thursday. I knew I was going to get both on Friday. Friday was the craziest day at the booth, which I think we all knew
Shocker.
was going to be the case. And then I did get the Woody Woodpecker shirt as well. I don't know necessarily why. I think I had Ross making pecker jokes in the back of my head and just going like, if something ends up to where I need this shirt, just get it now. Just get it.
You didn't get 2 of them?
No, I don't need a pecker tux for sure. Don't need that, Ross.
Yeah, it's happening. It's gonna be epic.
I don't know if you guys remember the shirts from last year.
It was
But-
Pink Island Smiling Floral,
Yep.
the black and white Haunted Mansion,
Yep.
and the shirt that no longer exists.
And the shirt that no longer exists. Thoughts on shirts, better or worse this year than last year?
Better this year.
I agree.
Only
even
one from last year still lives in my closet.
Even with the haunted, I think I might have liked the Haunted Mansion colorway better from last year, but I definitely like the floral better from this year. And,
This year's floral's great.
And so I'm gonna give it to this year.
Floral last year. Oh, I feel like you can't compare last year.
You can see the gears.
There's a full stop and a reverse.
Well,
That was brilliant.
it's because the main con floral this year, the colors were just night and day different. It wasn't just carryover of the last 2 years of florals. So it was a very refreshing design change.
We did have a new addition since the last year, and that would be pins. We did not get pins last year at MegaCon.
Pens?
Pins.
Pins.
Oh,
Pins.
pins.
Pins. Oh,
Yes, there were
Oh,
pins now.
way to show off, Dan. Way to show
Thanks,
off.
Dan.
wow.
And pins and some patches.
Oh, that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that one
so
right there.
there are some more things there. I mean, I may have spent more on pins than I did shirts.
How
I
many
did
pins
not.
did you buy, Ross?
Yeah, I did not buy any pins.
I don't know, like 40 ish.
That's a lot of pins.
It's a lot of pins, bud.
Did you get what you wanted from those pins?
I haven't opened them all yet, so
Oh, you're spreading them out, or are they just naturally gonna like pop up in a bush?
I
I
have
don't
them.
know, guess how many pins he loses before the next episodes.
I
lost
assume a
7 bets.
10% loss over time.
I don't know where they
Tyler-
are.
Tyler found one on a fire extinguisher at the Mosh concert.
He did.
Really?
Yeah, it was wild.
Wow.
I mean, like,
Just hiding
just-
pins.
you just don't know where they're going to be. I mean,
Speaking
Right
of
up.
Mosh Eisley happened on Friday at the con. For those of you who don't know, it is a pop punk kind of DJ dance concert. It's not live bands, but it is the pop punk music that a lot of us grew up with and love, being played from a DJ. And everyone dresses up in Star Wars gear, and they kind of tie all that stuff together, and it's an awesome time. And I will be the first to say it was the highlight for me of the trip.
wow.
Yeah.
Not seeing us or anything, but
No,
He sees us
No, no,
every
no.
week.
cool.
No, absolutely not.
we
Mosh
saw
was way
Josh for
better.
like 10 seconds.
Mosh
I
I
was
think I
way
God.
better
spent
than
more
you guys.
time with Julie than I did Josh.
It's true, but you know where we did hang out, Dan? On stage at Mosh.
Uh-huh.
So
You were
no,
never coming off that high.
no.
We're going to be hearing about this in like 30-year reunion. Remember
No,
that time that I
No,
got on
like 10
stage?
episodes from now. Remember when I was on stage at Mosh?
I can't believe
How
you guys
cool was
are
that?
thinking about waiting 10 episodes. Tune in
Wait, you
next
were up
week.
there?
Yeah, so the way that I got up is so I got the little lightsabers that they sell because I needed my drumsticks. So it'd be
Repeat of last year.
stick with what works. And one of the guys that was on stage leans over and he goes, "Go to the side. I'm bringing you up." I went, "Okay." Just went up there, and I remember when I was on my way up, I was like, or when I got on stage, I was like, "What do you want me to do?" And he was like, the same thing you were just doing. I was like, you got it. All right. Just kept drumming away. And it was awesome. And then they brought a few other people up, and I know Dan was the only other one that got up, right, out of us.
Yeah.
Five that got on stage, but there were a bunch of people, and the music was great, and it was just an amazing time. It always is, but loved Mosh this year. Definitely my favorite Mosh.
Yeah.
Now you've
it was
only been
fun.
to the Orlando ones, right?
Correct. Correct. So are you saying that this was not as good as San Diego? Because you went to San Diego, right? That's the other one you're referring to, Dan?
This is going to be hard to describe because all the moshes I've been to have been some of the best nights of my life. Think the energy you've experienced in Orlando and just crank that up. The venue itself is significantly better, just sound quality wise, but layout and everything. But, I got to give it to San Diego Mosh as my favorite so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Anyone agree with that? Well, how many other people have been there?
Martin's the only one that's been there with me.
So I actually do
Wait,
agree. And
Mark,
I've
you've
also
been to 3
New
different
York.
venues. Yeah, you
I
did
have.
New York with me.
Yes. The ones that I'm missing are Vegas
Atlanta.
and Atlanta.
And there was another one somewhere.
Yeah, but it was a
It's-
private
Yeah.
private party.
It was an acoustic show.
Oh no.
I do agree with Dan. It's nice, it's on multiple levels, or they have multiple levels at the venue, so you can kind of help spread out a little bit. And now the one thing that was nice about New York, and this is, if they come back to New York and do another show, which we hope they do, this fall at New York Comic-Con, they actually had seating there, so you didn't have to just stand and jam out. If you it was in the back, right? If you wanted to sit down for a little bit, you could, which some people did. A large majority were on the floor, but if you wanted the option,
There were
it was available.
tables.
With
There were
stools.
tables in this venue.
Okay,
There were stools with
Okay, there
tables.
was more seating available than in Orlando. I'll say that. It was like stadium seating too. So
Did you need to sit down?
no, but I'm just saying that that's an option. Okay.
Okay. I don't love that as your reason why it's better, but
Well, I'm
New
not
York-
saying it's better. I'm just giving you a comparison.
I'm
Okay.
surprised you didn't say New York, because New York was the first one you went to. Like
Yeah, it
right
was your
after you
first.
joined Insiders.
it was your
Yeah.
first, Martin. You always remember your first.
You're supposed to.
Martin
I
does.
mean, I do, but come on.
What does that mean?
I'll say,
Silence.
yeah.
Quick, get the
No,
duct tape.
I mean,
People.
New
are-
York was the first for most Insiders, honestly.
Yeah.
It was the one that Steven got the most jammed at. So,
Yeah.
then that's what led to future collaborations that all of us know from Orlando last year.
It's
And
very true.
the beginnings of this.
Yeah.
There you have
So
it.
thanks for putting a downer there, buddy.
Me? That was me? Who, me?
Yeah,
I didn't do
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but now we have 2 more moshes to look forward to.
Yeah.
Hopefully 3.
May the
We're
4th in
hoping for
Vegas,
3.
and then they have confirmed San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, we got to talk about this May the 4th one, if that's happening or not.
I'm going to be in Hollywood Studios. I have a commitment.
I was told that is what all of us were doing, so no.
Except for one person maybe up in the corner there, whose first response was, Will, do you want to go to Vegas for May the 4th?
Pretty Martin impression, by the
I
way.
don't. Okay, so I'm genuinely curious.
Hey,
I will
you want to go
I will
to Vegas
confirm
for
he
May the
said
4th?
Florida today at lunch.
Did he
I
say
did
Florida today?
He did.
Flip flopping like a politician.
Because the
all right,
flight is
well,
going
we'll
to take a lot longer to get to Vegas.
Yes.
The flights are longer.
tune in next time to find out, is Dan going to C2E2 and is Martin going to Mosh or Hollywood Studios? Next time
We'll
on
find
the Dapper
out
Degens.
soon.
All right, moving on. Roosevelt's had a meetup. The meetup was supposed to be earlier in the day. It ended up being later at night. And with it, they had a super secret surprise. They decided they didn't tell anyone anything of what the heck it was going to be, but they ended up handing out cards. And then there were these little coins. You could find a coin. It all led to your spot in line to get this super secret surprise, which ended up being the shirt that Mr. Ross Searlock is wearing right now, which is known as the MCO Carpet Floral.
No, it's just the MCO Floral.
Okay, it's Carpet Floral.
Carpet,
And
in brackets.
in floral form. It is you cannot tell from Ross's weird camera. It's not. The colors are similar to that, but they're not exactly that. But it does kind of resemble the MCO carpet.
We lost Will.
No,
Will's going to get his, so that you can see a completely different look. And that was just straight up blue, which is also not.
Can we do the whole thing like Jacksonville all over again?
There, Dan's looks pretty close.
Mine looks closer. What are you talking?
No.
Oh God, no! Yours looks like neon
Ross?
compared to mine.
I love it.
Still teal neon paint on your shirt.
And all it says is Floral City MCO.
There you go.
We can give it a little bit more.
Yeah, you don't have to play with the settings, Ross. No one actually cares. So anyway, that was the shirt. We were very excited about. Everyone was thinking about MCO carpet. Are we going to get it? If you watch the last episode, you notice that a lot of us said, Ross, you're not getting the MCO carpet. Ross was like, yes, I am. Watch me do it. I'm going to get it. We did not get the carpet. We did get the carpet floral, which, as lover of all the florals, I prefer it. I was ecstatic.
I'm so glad they didn't come out with the original one. I'm super ecstatic about it because I would have wanted shorts and I would have been, I don't care what you guys think of me, but yeah, that's how it goes. But the floral, I absolutely love the floral. The floral's behind me. I just won't do a tux in the floral. It's just something I won't do. But the other the non-released one, if it ever gets released, it will become a tux. 100%. Heard it here first, hot off the press.
How are you going to get the lines to line up perfectly, Ross?
I got a good tailor, man. I got a good tailor.
Great.
I didn't think Ollie's wall would be a good one, but Aaron Williams pulled it off. It didn't look bad.
Thanks for saying him and not me, even though I wore that.
You didn't. I didn't know you had it.
That's
when
fine.
did you wear it?
Literally wore it at
wearing
MEGACON.
When did you wear it?
There's photos of us together, and I'm wearing it, Ross. I will post it in the comments on the Facebook page to this video.
In my defense,
Aaron Williams looks great in it, though. That's all you need to know. That's so fun. Anyway, so yeah, I was excited that we got that, and the shirt. I know a lot of people were freaking out and saying, "Oh, I wanted it." No,
they were freaking out there.
You gotta hope
people jumping in front of other local patrons, throwing darts, trying to search on the dartboard for the coin and everything.
That was
a dangerous game.
That was they gave it a 45-minute time limit or something. It was 8:15 or something. They told you to go. There's 20 coins scattered throughout the building.
Mm-hmm.
And they were at 9:00 you can turn them in. What should have happened was bring the coins to me as soon as you find it, because then he could call off people I mean, I saw people go through every napkin in a napkin holder. I saw people sticking their hands into the freaking the pool table holes and
Yep.
stuff. Lifted
While
up
people are playing
food.
billiards.
Yeah, like every crevice of a bar
Yep.
was
Yeah.
fondled that night. It was
they cleaned out the cobwebs for him for sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
I found
But we all got a shirt, right?
Yep.
Bing bang
Because
boom.
they made more than
Done.
enough for everyone that was there.
but no one knew that.
Well, I did
Oh man.
I did see that there might have been a few people that didn't get their size. Everyone got a shirt.
Right. Everybody got a shirt.
But there might have been a few people that had to go either up or down one with the size. So, which they planned on. That's why they did the game, because they can't promise ahead of time unless they start doing pre-orders for stuff, which would really help with the anxiety people.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I understand.
I mean, I also understand why they did, because otherwise it's like, how on earth are you going to have people, line up in a line and not want to try and like get in front of each other, type thing.
Right.
When you all start off in one location.
Right.
So,
I mean, there are ways that they could do it still. We saw that with Hoboken, like you don't get your shirt when you're there, but you showed up, you proved you were there, you get your shirt, and then you don't have to worry about not getting your size or having to miss something or do whatever. You were there, you did what you were supposed to, you go. I'm not going to get into, that whole thing. There's too many different avenues and ways you can go. And that wasn't the only time that people complained about not getting shirts during MegaCon. Obviously, there were people complaining about, just how quickly the shirts went, especially on Friday. Everyone knew they were a hot shirt. It was a good-looking shirt. You had to get there early. What people didn't plan on was Thursday with the app drop for the Fantasia. It was 85th, right?
85th
anniversary of Fantasia drop, which was happening while people were at the con. Now, I have to say that when you're at the con, you really usually feel like you're taking a break from whatever the drop is that day, because you're at the con. You have the exclusives. There are people. You're not dealing with the app and trying to make sure you get on. There were then, like, right before, I want to say maybe like 10, 15 minutes before the drop, HQ people started coming out of the booth wearing some of the Fantasia gear. And I was like, is that the sweatshirt? Is that sweatshirt part of the... Oh, Pete, you look good in that sweatshirt, man. Oh, I was not planning this. I was not ready to do this today. Damn it. Oh, yep. Okay. Oh, and then I ran upstairs because there was no good signal. The drop comes, and little did I know the sweatshirt was the least of what was going to be the worry in the drop, because they did a black Sketches in the Stars, which it first came out in blue, and then they did a red colorway of it at D23, and now they did a black one, but it's black with silver that a lot of people are saying resembles 24K, which was the little lightning bolt ones, if you've never seen us wear it. And now people are starting to talk, and they're going, oh my gosh, so could they remake 24K now? Did they figure it out? But there were very few of those shirts available as well. I was able to get one. I was able to get one for me and one for the missus. And then I came back down the escalator, and it looked like everyone's dog had just died. Everyone just looked up at me like, and I was like, no one got it. Apparently there were app issues and
they had tons of connection issues right there.
Oh yeah, there's no Wi-Fi or cell service in the building.
Yeah, and so
we were in a car.
We were on our way to the car from
Epcot.
Yeah.
Oh,
so us being late was our advantage.
Oh yeah, got mine.
Yeah,
and it was when I opened it, as soon as I saw the black. Yeah, I was like, I just thought it was black colorway, so I was like, order.
Same. Done.
And then I went back and looked at the rest of the drop after I did that order, because I knew that was the one.
Yeah. Yep.
It would go crazy.
And I was gonna actually ignore the drop entirely, because I'm like, I'm not really into Fantasia, but I just happened to be looking at my phone when the notification popped up. I'm like, all right, I'll tap in.
And then Martin turns around and goes to me, "There's a black one." And I'm like, shit.
Okay.
Done.
I have a Roosevelt's question. So the tapestry from Moana and this one were both limited to almost the exact same quantity, it felt like.
I do have the number for men's cut.
But like, is it
insider information?
Is this like a new thing? Do you think are these I mean, it's always been.
No, they've done limited
on the app before,
like a Star Wars one a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I just feel like
they almost always do for the Star Wars drop.
I just feel like it's kind of a newer thing, but I
could see it being this one because number one, it's Disney. Number two, they said they were never going to do foils again until they figured it out, and they figured it out for a Disney shirt.
It's a big deal.
That's
Also,
a really big deal.
None of us have it yet, right?
Nope. Mine's supposed to be here next Tuesday.
Okay. I don't know exactly what day mine's supposed to be here, but I am excited to see what the fit is. If it is truly a Kunu, if they figured it out to do foil on a Kunu, like that type of material. Because if they did, 24K is getting re-released. It gonna happen. If they figured it out, it gonna happen.
Maybe.
So we'll see if they did. Well, so Ross, you didn't get one? Is that you or you did get it?
No, I did not get one.
Man, guys, this is like
okay. Wow. Ross has resources.
Wait. Hold on. First he didn't get the parka.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't get the night sketch.
Yeah, he didn't get the sketch.
Who are you, Ross?
Parka. Yeah, that's not you.
I know. Slipping in my old age.
Maybe it's the lack of buttons that you button on your shirt.
I think it is the lack of buttons.
Maybe you should just try buttoning one more.
All right.
To see how that works. All right. Moving on. It's time for Ask the Degens. Be cool if we had music here. So, if you've never seen this crap before, Ask the Degens is a little segment inside the show where we ask you, the viewer, to comment on the video with a question that you would like us to answer. And then in the next video, we will answer it. And we are taking this week's question from our friend Ryan from For the Love of Theme Parks. You can also watch his YouTube videos and social media stuff out there at For the Love of Theme Parks. And he wants to know, what is your most cherished non-Roosevelt's collectible that you own? So not most rare, not most expensive, most cherished non-Roosevelt's collectible that you own. Who wants to start? Let me see a hand. Daniel, go ahead.
All right. For me, it's always been a tradition. Sometimes when you make great memories, there's just something that you hand out to the people that you're with. And so this one is represents a team that I did a lot of work with. And we were in Hollywood studios, and to commemorate kind of the project closing, a buddy of mine gave us all this. So Jedi meditation stone, I think. It has another name, and I know there's going to be a Star Wars person that corrects me on this. But
that's very cool.
That's there.
I love it. Will I Am? You want to go next?
I mean, I got this guy like right here hanging up.
Yeah.
So that's an original from James Mulligan that I picked up. That was New York Comic-Con 23.
I got to meet him at MEGACON.
Yes, you did. And now you know why that is really awesome. Because not only do I have that, and the reason I bought it is because I literally have Timon doing the hula tattooed on my leg. So like I'm looking through his sketchbook and I'm like, I need this. I need this. It was a need.
It was a need. Yep.
And he was such an awesome guy, and he's so cool. And I always make it a point to see him at any other event. So like, yeah, that's like one of them. That's one of them.
One of them. All right, I'm gonna go next. So mine is a baseball. It's a baseball that I got from my grandma when my grandpa passed away a few years ago, that he had been holding on to, knowing that I was a big Brewers fan and that he was going to give me. And it has some history to it of being one of the last balls played by this person in County Stadium where the Brewers used to play back when they were the Brewers, and then before that when they were the Milwaukee Braves. But it is signed by Hank Aaron.
Oh, nice.
Who, if you don't know who
Oh,
Henry Aaron
And you
is,
took that thing out of a protective case,
Put it
dude?
back in the
But,
case.
I can't help you. But the fact that it's signed by him, and more importantly, that it was my grandpa's and that he had it for so long, and now I have it, makes it my most cherished collectible. So beat that, Martin.
Oh, go with me last. Great.
Well, I figured Ross
Oh, we're
needs the most time.
Fine.
I'm trying to help you. out.
Ross
Ross,
needs
do
to
you wanna go?
rethink.
You want to go, Ross? Kind of open your mouth there.
I'll go. I mean, it's not. I'm just gonna go with one of the newest additions to our jewelry store is a Thomas Kincaid 4 Parks painting by Thomas Kincaid Studios. It was a one of 300 jewel editions. It's a really cool piece of art. It has Mickey and Minnie. Mickey's coming out of like ice cream shop with ice cream with Pluto, and we're just one dog family, and it was, I don't know, just encompasses us, and it has this jewel effect. It has kind of glitter in it, and so it's kind of diamond, store ties
I
to
love
it.
that.
And then we got to pick what number we wanted, and so the address is 1735. So I told Lana, I'm like, we should do 17 or 35, and they only brought 17, 18, and 19 to the show at the Festival of the Arts is where we picked it up. Got number 17, and Thomas Kincaid's nephew is now part of the studios, and he was able to doodle on the back, sign it, and then we got some pictures with him. So that was just a really cool moment. It's right when you come in the door. It's got good lighting. It's a really cool piece.
Nice.
Yeah.
Martine Shireen, finish us off.
Good luck.
I had a hard time figuring this thing out because I collect a lot of stuff. Obviously, you can see all the Lego behind me. There's even more in other areas of the house. So I originally, thought of like a 30-year-old Lego set. And it has ties back to my childhood. But then Josh, you actually said one word that like completely changed my thought. You mentioned your grandfather, right?
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
And my grandpa used to religiously drink out of a single coffee mug every single day. It's a green mug, and it says, still printing my first $1 million. And it has like a sketch of this guy like running a little printing press and just, dollars flying off. And after he passed, like that was like one of 2 things that I had to have, right? Like in his house, like 2 things that I wanted to have.
What's
and I
the
got
other
it.
thing?
$1 million.
His change purse, because he brought it with him every single place he went.
That's cool.
The change purse is here at the house. The mug is actually with my parents in Michigan, and I use it every single time that I go and visit them. And still, 18 years later.
Yeah.
That's
Dude, I hear you. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope that Ryan answers some questions. Ryan's going to be like, wow, that was way more serious than I wanted it to be. But that's not you, Ryan. You asked the question. We answered it. That's what happens on Ask the Degens. And wow, we are like really over time. But look, this is what happens when it's a MegaCon episode. This is what happens when you got to do. There's so many things to talk about. I want to, as we wrap this up, I want to really quickly, I want to say thank you to everyone that came up to us, talked to us, asked us questions, said they listened to and watched this crap that we do. We really do appreciate it. We were so busy. We did not get a new group photo of the 5 of us. There were photos of us together with bigger groups, but we were so busy hanging out with people and making the most of the trip that it wasn't until we were home that and I'm going through the photos, which I looked at my phone. I kid you not. I had over 700 photos that I took over
That's
over the
wild.
days. It's insane. Just look, I got a baby. I had friends I hadn't seen. I was just constantly clicking, taking photos. And out of those over 700, there was not one of the 5 of us together, which just means there's another goal for us for next time. Thanks again to everyone, like I said, who said something, hung out with us, drank around the world with us, made memories with us, laughed with us. We appreciate you all. We love you all. I love you boys. Cheers. And we will see you guys next time because we're not done yet.
Poop time.
Always.